Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Oh guys, if this is the kind of video you like, if this is the kind of things you want to be hearing from my channel, please do let me know. So guys, today I want to be telling you guys the whole truth about being a third class citizen in somebody's country. Like the whole truth about being a third class citizen. You know what a third class is, guys? You know, you're not the first class, you're not the second class, you're the third class. So I'm going to be explaining to you how difficult it is, like what people don't tell you about living abroad. Life abroad is very hard. Like, it is hard. It is hard in the sense that you have to be mentally ready. Like, you have to be mentally ready. You have to prepare your mind that you're not going to be treated like the first class citizen. No. You go to places, the first class citizen, the indigenes are being prioritized. Okay? So you just have to live like somebody that is, trying to, you just have to live in kind of way to suit that particular country. There are things you don't do. Like when it comes to Arab country like this, there are things you cannot do, especially when you're not from Arabic country, right? There are things you're not supposed to do. So guys, my own experience living in this country for 4 years, I'm going to be telling you 5 things that have happened to me that really made me feel down, made me feel, oh, if I were to be in my country, these things wouldn't have been happening to me, right? Because I will be treated like the first class citizen in my country and not the second class. Guys, my first experience in this country is skin color. Skin color. People treat you in a way that you feel less of yourself. If you're not the type that you can carry yourself, you will be depressed. Yes. There are places you go to, you're inside the lift with a particular people, because they are white in color, they treat you like, they try to avoid you, like everybody just move to one side simply because you just entered the lift. That is depressing. Secondly, working environment. God. And you guys know that in this country, the kind of job we do, some people do for 15 hours. Like, you're doing it for 15 hours straight ahead. And this country is so complicated in the way that this particular job, this is the only way your life is. They are the one that give you visa. They are the one that gave you accommodation for some companies. They are the one that gave you insurance. So you have to completely serve them for 2 good years. Some companies are for 3 years. So you have to be dealing with this thing. And then, because you know where we are coming from, we have to make a living. We have to survive. You just have to try to roll. You just have to flow with it. You just have to bear all those things. Like, for your contract to finish. Not that you cannot terminate. You can actually terminate after 6 months. But for we, the Nigerians, we are always having back and front issues with visa. So you will now be looking at it. When I terminate, will I be able to get another job? Would I be able to apply my visa? Am I going back home? You're faced with a lot of issues. You don't know if when you're out of this company, if another company can accept you. And then, if this particular company knows that you have this issue with visa, probably your visas are not flexible like other countries, they tend to use you. Guys, sometimes you're employed to do a waitress job, you end up doing waitress and cleaner. Like, you walk like elephants and eat like ants. So that is exactly what we go through abroad. Like, you're being bombarded with lots of jobs, and at the end they are paying you peanuts. At the end, you cannot even, if you try to calculate the number of hours you have worked, you're putting all your effort to do like 13 hours duty, and you see, when the money come, you look at the money, it is not even half of what the other people are collecting. So it is really depressing. The only thing is that when you look back home, because of the situation of our country, you find out that even this job, when you send the money back home, is a little bit reasonable. So you will just try to struggle, you will just try to manage and finish the 2 years contract. If God helping you during that process, you can get another job. And then, even getting another job, you still have to be extremely careful because you might not be getting visa. So that is one of the things that depresses we, especially the Nigerians. it is really hard for us over here, because sometimes you're trying to switch to another job and you end up messing yourself up. There is no visa and you cannot live without visa. When you stay without visa, that means you can't even do any legit job. You will just be struggling and struggling and struggling and struggling and struggling. So the idea is just to go home when it's like that. So most people tend to stay in such job for even 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, because they don't want to go to another job. Thirdly, as Nigerians, if you don't have very good pay as third class citizen, let me not even say Nigeria, third class citizen, if you don't have a well paid salary, like the way this country is designed, this is how it is. They didn't promise you to come and stay. They didn't say come and even leave, you're going to become a citizen. Even if you're here for 30 years, for 100 years, they did not promise you anything. Work and go. Nobody is here to give you citizenship. Nobody is here to give you any kind of benefits. No, this country is not like that. So their own is just come and transact your business, come and do whatever you want to do, and then you go back to your country. So they didn't promise you anything. Don't expect it, because this is not how the country is. This is not their plan, even in the next future, right? So what they do is work and go. So for Nigerians, especially for we, because I know when I got my first job, guys, people went to the bank with all the appointment letter, all the letters from the HR, from the same companies. We had two, one Cameroonian, one Ugandan also. So they went and they were able to open accounts. But when I went, they told me that my country is in the red list, that I can't even open accounts. So because this particular company was not a global company, so it was difficult for them to open accounts for me. So guys, I have worked for 4 years. This is the only thing I have, pay card. This is for my second job, and this is for my first job. This is the only thing that can be given to me as a Nigerian. So it is really depressing. Like, you cannot even go and buy something, like you want to buy something and start paying like the way other country, you can buy something on mortgage, you can buy something and pay little by little. It does not work for us here. It doesn't work for us here. This is the reality of most Nigeria in this country. This is what you deal with. You go with your pay card. So your salary is being paid into this account. So you don't even have, like, you don't completely have access to it. It's only your company that have completely access to it. So this is what it is to be a third class citizen. So if you're planning to relocate, you have to really get yourself mentally ready. If you're not the type that can tolerate, that can endure, and then plan how to get to a better place, or how to go back home and invest and live your life the way you want it, don't even come. Don't even come. There are times you'll be asked to go and clean. There are times you'll be sent as if they are sending the cleaners. This is something ordinarily back home you cannot do. And then you look at people even assigning these jobs to you, might not even have the qualification you have, but simply because, what do we do? So you just have to bear it and then try to, save money, do something better. And the worst part of it about this particular place is that you can't even if when you try to do other courses to get a better job, you still find out that you will end up staying for years, you cannot even find that job. So you end up spending money to do all these courses and pile it at home. No company will hire you. Even if when there is opening, they might say they don't want Nigerians. So, and where is it? Where I see other country that somebody work and go to school. It is really difficult here. It is something that it is not easy. Even when you decide to do on Friday courses, the same company, because you're tied to them, they owe everything. They are even, some of them are even holding your passport. Some of them keep your passport with them because they gave you visa, because they gave you this residency to work with them. So even if you decide to go and do maybe short program on Fridays, they might not even allow you to go. Sometimes they even call you on your off day, because you're supposed to have 1 day to relax. Sometimes they even call you to come on duty on work days. So guys, if you're planning to relocate, if you're planning to go to any country, do your research very well. get yourself mentally ready. Like, get yourself mentally ready, because these are the reality of life abroad. That is why you see most people, they do this job, and when they calculate the money that they are paying them, they will now look at it. When will I now finish these 2 years, and how much will I save? Some people run out of the country and start doing 1 or 2 business outside. So some people still struggle to stay, at least save up some money and go back home, or go to a better country. Yeah, you can actually save money and look for a better place where you can live your life. So finally, my final point to this thing is that they are not promising you anything. Even if you're working in an organization that they are supposed to maybe take your children, give them school fees, and maybe pay off their school fees at the term, every term, how many company does it? Only the multinational company can at least pay your children's school fee, take care of your insurance, take care of your accommodation. In this country, schools are not free. In fact, the government schools are more expensive than the private schools. Schools are not cheap. Like, you should know how much your salary is for you to have your kids to school here. Schools are very expensive. So even if you're working in a school and your salary is not up to, they can't even say they should subsidize. Nobody is owing you. That is the place of being a third class. The schools, the government schools here, it is the first class, the indigents. They are the ones that attend the government schools. They are the ones that attend the good schools. So you, as a foreigner, you don't even have those benefits. So they didn't promise you that. It is just for you to come and try to struggle. In fact, some people even carry their money back home, and when they come, they end up spending all their money here. So life abroad is not easy, guys. Like, it's not easy. You're battling with missing family, you're battling with the loneliness, you're battling with all the issues happening, and you're still faced with people treating you like third class citizens. So I just pray that Africans, we will wake up and fix our country. This is really the reality of our life here. Sometimes we are asked to clean. Sometimes your appointment letter is stating something different, and you're doing a different job, and they keep piling you job, they keep giving you job, they keep assigning you job. Most of them, they know that you don't even have option. It's either you resign and go back home. And funny enough, they will still tell you, the country will tell you, if this country is not giving you what you want, you should go back home. But when you look at back home, you're going back with, it's not easy. Like, you still prefer to stay and struggle, convert the money to your currency, and it's a little bit reasonable. You can always do something with it. So that is the reality, guys. It is really depressing sometimes that you're treated like third class. You're treated like you don't even have option. You're treated like if she does not want it, she can go. So it is not easy. I wonder people that I know some people that their salary is as low as 1,000 dirhams, less than 200,000, and they have to feed. Some of them even have to pay little bills back home. How would they save? That is the reason why we need to fix our own. At least you can live, you can even live with your family, because you cannot be taking this little money and then you still have to battle with not seeing your kids, not seeing your spouse, not seeing your family. I pray we fix our country. That is the only solution to this thing. That is the only solution. Come to look at it, this is the only country that you can just come in with the little money you have. You can come in and get a job and try to struggle. But even at then, you will just work and work and work. Nothing has been promised, nothing. If you are working and you know that at the end of the day, maybe you have benefit when you're old, you can get free health care, you can get the citizenship. No, they didn't promise you anything. I have worked with people that have lived there for 30 years, 35 years. It is the same Emirate ID, the same thing I have, they have. The same thing I have, they have. Like me that I'm just coming. They have been here for, they will tell you, I know when this particular state was this, I know when they give you history about the country. But guys, guess what? They are still living on residency, on 2 years residency. They don't have anything. They don't have any benefit. That is the way the country is. And you cannot blame them. they have fixed their own, they have made their own comfortable, so we all have to go make our own. So guys, that is all I have for you guys today. Please do like my video.